Welcome to Sisters in Arms. I'm Carrie Ann Allclair. This is where we advocate, educate, and tell true stories. Let's get started. This is part 2, learning about the Massachusetts Junior Conservation Camp. And of course, we got John Green, we got Marz, and we have Ron. So welcome back. Thanks so much. If you haven't watched part 1, I suggest you do. A lot of great information you don't want to miss. So the last time we were talking about the night programs, and I didn't mention that. We were talking about the classes, and the night programs are wonderful as well. So anybody want to take?
Marz, what was your favorite? And no pressure.
Thanks. It was probably either the Bigfoot or when we were dissecting the trout.
Oh, okay. What did you think about the fleshing?
It wasn't that bad. I enjoyed it a lot, actually.
I was kind of fascinated by it too, but then I got a whiff of the smell. I'm like, whoa!
I was
what
lucky.
that?
I didn't really smell
So this
it.
was
The beer flushing.
The
beer fleshing.
Yeah, it was like I took a picture of it. I'm like, oh, and I'm like, oh.
I remember dissecting the frog in high school biology. This was much more than that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Much more than that.
I
So
didn't-
Sunday night we had the shooting sports, right? So I cover Sunday night, and
Oh, yes.
that's just a discussion on why Americans own firearms, firearm safety, some interesting videos, right? We talk about the shooting sports, opportunities for that, and then what they're going to be experiencing in the camp. But we try to convey our NRA 3 rules of safe gun handling, additional rules for using and storing a gun, because Monday after that first show is when half the camp participates in riflery and the shotgun sports. And then after the Sunday show, what did we have Monday?
I'm trying to think. We Caleb was there from Fisheries and Wildlife, did trout hatcheries. Megan was there doing wildlife from Fisheries and Wildlife. Joe Judd did the turkey
Oh,
calling.
the turkey. So we work with the National Wild Turkey Federation.
Oh, yeah, that was a
right?
great
That was
class.
another group that we partner with, and I found that to be. I'm a turkey hunter, right? So I found that to be extremely interesting. And here's a gentleman that didn't have a PowerPoint show. He had the carousels and the slides, right? The old Kodak
Oh my
slides.
God.
Right, talking about pictures
Yep.
of flowers and turkey, the things that you see in the woods. And I'm looking at the camps, and I'm like, oh my God, they're all so quiet. They're all so interested in this.
Yeah.
Right?
Is that
Just
the turkey
amazing.
call one? Yeah. And then there was one that a guy actually went and started talking about turkey hunting and all the equipment you need. I don't remember
That
his
was
name.
that was the
Optional.
program.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
another
okay.
optional
Yep.
program.
Yeah. So then we have Tom McCarty comes in with his birds of prey one night.
Now,
yeah.
what Tom professionally does a special program where he rescues birds of prey.
Correct, yes.
Right? So you get an owl that was hit by a car or a hawk or something like that, and he rehabs them, and he's been known throughout the country for years, right? And how many birds of prey does he bring in?
He usually brings in about 7 different birds.
And ironically, when he was on his way here, he got a call
Correct. Yes.
that it was a hawk, a Cooper hawk, that got hit, and I was able to see it had a broken wing. And so he rescued that on the way to the camp.
Yeah, he had to kind of cut the show a little short because he had to get the hawk back to just start rehabbing it. Yeah.
It was
He's also retired
amazing.
DPO.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he worked for Massachusetts Environmental Police Office for years.
He's been with the camp, I think, since '68 was his first year with the
I
camp.
remember him coming to Camp Marshall
I also
and
do, Joe.
presenting
Yep.
when I was there.
Yep, he did when I was there also.
The black vulture, is that what it was that he had? That was amazing.
Yes, he
That
had a
was,
black
I
vulture
never
this year.
even knew that we had them around here. That was absolutely amazing.
Marz, what did you think of that show?
Oh, it was awesome.
So maybe your top 3?
Absolutely.
It's always a camp favorite. Camp favorite.
That's awesome. So there was also optionals. Let's talk about that too.
the middle
because
weekend
we
we-
had the night programs and then,
Yeah, we deviate from the schedule on the middle weekend. We run optionals. Some run half a day, some run the whole day. They go anywhere from an off-site fishing trip to tree stand certification and ground blinds, first aid and CPR, 3D archery, 3P, black powder hunt, shotgun, and scholastic shooting.
GPS too, I thought. No?
That was part of the other program. We had the the turkey hunt. The division
Oh,
comes
that's
in
right,
and
they
teaches for
came
the
up.
turkey hunt. We have the bow hunt that they come up and teach for the bow hunting.
Yeah, the kids actually get their, so the kids, through all of these programs, whether it be evening programs complementing the regular schedules, they leave with their Massachusetts Hunter Education Certificate.
awesome.
Some of them get their Bow Hunter Education Certificate. Marz, you took tree stand safety, so you walked out with your tree stand safety instructor certificate. Gosh, what else? Amber and first aid.
First
They
aid,
get their,
yep.
their
CPR,
first aid
yep.
and CPR cards. I mean, it's an amazing opportunity to get all of these certifications.
All life learned lessons that you can't,
100%.
you cannot take anywhere else unless you go to a camp like this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, absolutely amazing. So I have a bunch of pictures that, Marz, I want you to talk about. So we just did the shotgun. I'm going to pull up the, you were standing by the water fishing, trying to get the right there. So that was, can you explain to us a little bit what you were doing there and what you were learning?
Yeah, so here I'm holding the seine net. So it's
Impressive, you
to,
remember that.
a lot of it was kind of, because of the info quiz at the end, I did kind of keep a good portion of the stuff. So the seine net is typically for like shallow water fish, that to see for biodiversity in the waters. I was on the shallow end. There was a deeper end that would follow into the water, and then I would follow after. And then we have a bunch of people splashing around to scare the fish into the net.
Oh, I was one of them.
Yep. To scare the fish into the net, and then we will close it, pull it onto shore, and then we'll open up the net and like file through to see what fish
The
we
different
have.
types of fish, and everybody was grabbing them, and you're identifying them. That
Yeah.
was pretty cool.
It was.
So let's see, I know we have a picture. We'll just pull up the different pictures and we'll talk about them. So you were getting, I believe that was the tree stand.
Yes.
Correct.
And you were part of that class. So
Ron Amadon, former Commissioner of the Environment, assists us with that, along with Brendan Ahern, who is a former camper, took his certification with Steve Larrabee. Steve's a board member. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to make it to the camp this year for personal reasons. Right? So we have a one-day class on tree stand safety. Right? We learn all about the manufacturer's recommendations. We learn how to hang on stands, climbers, ladder stands. They ascend and descend the trees. They take all of these tree stands and ladders and hangers down and put them up again. It's really hands-on class, a hands-on class, because whether you're a bird watcher or a hunter, wildlife photography, right, it's good to be above the floor of the forest. You see more animals, simply put.
Yeah.
So
was great.
It's a great program. It's a great program, and Director Steve Larrabee brought that to the camp several years ago.
yeah, I think it's great. All the classes are wonderful. All right, let's see what else we got for pictures. So that's the pistol. That was one of the
optionals.
optionals, yeah.
Yep. This was
So,
on Sunday.
was this your first time shooting a pistol?
No.
Of course not. So, what did you think about that day? Because we kind of did a split, if I remember correctly,
Yeah.
half pistol, and then we back to the shotgun. That was a fun day.
It was definitely one of my favorite days, where it was just a full day of shooting. The only time we really got breaks was like to eat, and then we went right back to it, and it was great.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So you were shooting steel, and there was a timed challenge, right? You want to talk more about that, John?
Yeah, so one of the optionals is it's a day of shotgun, we call it clays, and an intro to the Scholastic Action Shooting Sports programs, where you shoot steel plates for times, and we had the campers go through several times shooting SIG P322 semi-automatic pistols. On steel, we record the times, and then once everybody goes through that, there was another steel array on the other side, our Go Fast, which is fun, because kids get doing that like in 2 or 3 seconds,
That was
really,
so
really
much fun.
fast. And then we gave them the opportunity to fire centerfire, 9mm pistols. And of course, this is under the watchful eye of multiple coaches and NRA certified basic pistol instructors and folks that have run these shooting sports competitions outside of camp for years. right? And once that was completed, we had a good lunch, walk down the hill, back up the hill, and then an introduction to 5-stand, as we call it. Actually 4-stand, because we only had 4 stands this year, right? But play target breaking.
Yep.
With semi-automatic shotguns, 12 and 20 gauges. We have pump action, over and unders. So part of the education is truly that hands-on component that all of these different programs make up, right?
Right.
How do you learn how to break clays? You get there and you do it. You find
Right.
out what works and what doesn't work. You got a great lesson in diagnostics
Oh, it was so
of
awesome.
shooting, both
Yep.
handgun and shotgun.
Learned
right?
a
So
lot.
when we have 100 kids or 75 or 80 kids, multiple times for that 2-week session, we get to see them grow as we introduce these shooting sports to them.
Yep.
So, call me guilty, but that's my passion
Yep.
for
Nope.
the camp.
The whole thing was amazing. Do we have any more pictures? Yes. So, John, I wasn't there, unfortunately. But can you explain what we're looking at right
Yes, so this was the sporting clays or the 4-stand optionals. And Marz, you medaled along. I see Tess and Vincent Mancini. I'm not sure of the other young man. And their team broke more clays than the other 6 teams that you competed against for that half day. So they were awarded medals. And the gentleman all the way to the opposite side of me, Ryan Barnes. Ryan, your neighbor,
Yep.
right? Ryan was a camper. And I don't think he came back as a super
And I
camper.
came back as a staff member after
Came
that.
back as a staff member and then says, I want to work shotgun. We ran him through the NRA Home Firearm Safety Instructor Program. He's a very successful and avid hunter.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very successful and avid hunter. So he came back and he worked the shotgun activities with us. Then, of course, Tegan was in that photo as well.
And I have to tell you, I've made so many amazing friends there. Just myself, learning about the kiddos and just seeing their eyes grow was amazing. So thank you for that. But do we have any more pictures? All right. That, I believe, is the black powder.
No,
right?
that's
That's
Holyoke Revolver Club.
Oh, that's right,
Yep,
that's right,
the NRA Basic Pistol
Yep.
Day. Yeah, another optional.
Okay. And then that was us during one of the groups. I think that was an optional day, wasn't it?
No, it's the Scholastic pistol shooting and shotgun, I think.
Okay, so that was the optionals day.
Yep. And of course, I made
staff.
because I was leaving. I'm like, I need a picture of all the staff. Although your face was completely covered.
That's part of the picture, I guess.
That's right.
And then, all right, so John, this is you. Tell us about.
This one breaks my heart. So we have you right next to you, Jordan Peck. Now, Jordan, I could talk all day about. She's absolutely one of my favorites. A camper. Then, was she super camper?
Yep.
Came back as a super camper. Avid shotgun shooter competitor. She was on the Lee Scholastic Clay Target program for years. Competed out at numerous national events. Earned her coach's certification. And unfortunately, grew up. Took a job, her and her fiance moved down to Tennessee or Alabama, but she came up and surprised me. Of course, Ron knew that she was coming up to help with the shotgun course of study.
Yep.
Right? So Jordan, Tegan, who we spoke about, Ryan Barnes.
Yep.
We had probably the best staff at shotgun that I can possibly remember.
Oh, it was so much fun.
Yeah.
I had so much fun. And can I tell you about Jack? I got to tell you about Jack. So I think it was the first day or second day. You're working with Jack. I'm behind you. I'm taking care of the rack and RSOing and watching and listening and learning. And I'm looking at Jack and I could see his whole entire body shift from, okay, I can do this, to his head shaking, to his body totally shaken from head down to his knees. And next thing you know, his whole body's shaking. You can tell he's sweating. I look over and I can hear you talking to him and trying to work through it. And I think he was scared. I think he was just scared. And he kept saying, I don't know why I'm so scared. I don't know why I'm so scared. And you said, it's all right. We got this. Go see Carrie Ann. Or I grabbed him and I brought him to the side and we had a long conversation about my experience with the shotgun, how I was scared and how something happened to me. Told him my story and I said, you got this. I said, how about I go up go in the box with you and I'll put my hand on your back and John's got you covered. And he's like, oh, right. And he went up there, and I had my hand on his back, and he did it. And everybody screamed, and I screamed, and you screamed, you did it. And then from that point on, he just got up there every single time with a smile on his face, and he broke his first clay, and I can just see everything shift from scared, as scared can be, to proud when he left. And that
Proud
was
and confident.
that was
Proud and
one of my
confident.
favorite moments. Many of them, actually. I don't know if we have any. Oh, you got to tell the story on Jeffy.
Sebastian. Do you remember where Sebastian was from?
I do not.
I think it's Fall River, New Bedford area.
Oh, yeah.
So here's just a great kid, right? Great with his bunkmates, right? Not a problem, outgoing, and he has this hat on, this purple hat, and all I can think about is Chef Boyardee. So when first time I saw him, I said, boy, anytime I look at you, I want SpaghettiOs, right? So, oh, Mr. Green, Mr. Green, no, call me John, call me John. He says, I have a hat for you. Would you wear it? Absolutely, right? So here's one of my favorite pictures of camp. But more importantly, Sebastian wrote a letter to come back as a super camper, and he was voted to come back as a super camper.
He's going to be fabulous.
Oh, fantastic.
Absolutely.
Just outgoing, friendly,
Yep.
confident. And I had a chance to talk with his dad at graduation, and Dad Victor. And I said, Victor, as a father, I know when you hear these following words, you can't be more proud. And I said, but you raised a great kid. We're honored
yeah.
to have him back next year.
Yep.
Right?
And
that's what
I-
camp's all about.
I personally have to say this too, because every single kid that went to camp is extremely special, like to my heart. I saw everybody go there and like, oh my God, it was great. So if you don't see your picture on TV, don't trust me. If I could, I'd show every single one of you. But so I think that was all the pictures, right? Oh, that. All right. So I was being silly. I was leaving the next day, and I'm like, I'm gonna miss the whole group photo. So I went in the mess hall and screamed, I want a selfie. And everybody turned around, and then they yelled, shotgun lady. So just a proud moment to be able to see all those kiddos like that. So going back to Ron, you've been doing this for a long time, obviously. What is the one moment that stands out to you the most out of the years that you've been doing this? Good, bad, and indifferent.
Wow.
Put you on the spot.
Good luck.
So my most personal memory is last year I got presented with an award for being at camp for a long time. And I don't like surprises, and it was brought on me. Some tears came to my eye. I was not real happy about it. But the staff up there, I have an amazing staff. It reminds me of back when I was first starting as a counselor there. It is a family. It's a true family. Everyone helps themselves, each other out. Everyone's not afraid to step up. It's a core that you it's kind of like the MASH. Have you ever seen the show MASH?
Yes.
And it's just a mishmash of people thrown in and personalities and types. And it just works.
Yeah, it does.
They just, I can call them up at 3 in the morning, I can call them at 7 in the morning or whatever, something. Like this year we had a call come in from one of the areas, a bear had come through the area.
Oh, yeah.
So we rally the troops, and down the road we go to clear the area for them. I mean, the bear was long gone. They just kind of come through, see what was going on and stuff. And nobody complains about it. Nobody huffs and puffs about it. It's just something we do. It's a working group that it's honed to a very sharp edge.
Yeah.
It works really well.
Well said.
you
I
know?
could see that, feel that too. It's awesome. What about you, John?
I don't know if there was one watershed moment. I mean, we have watershed moments all the time. Jack was a perfect example of
Yeah.
that. Here's a kid that's scared. We give him the fundamentals. He applies that, and he breaks a clay target,
Yeah.
right? And that's the one thing that I love about teaching shotgun is that instant gratification. When they apply things correctly as we demonstrate and talk them through it, they see the fruit of their endeavor. There's that clay target smashed into a zillion pieces. I just absolutely love that. And then when we have kids like Sebastian and Jordan Peck and Ryan Barnes that come back, and I remember these kids, I'm going to remember you forever now, right, Marz? You figure here's a 70-pound, 13-year-old boy or girl, and then they're working at the camp 10 years later, and now they're part of the staff.
Yep.
Just absolutely amazing.
And we can say, I remember when. Now
Yeah.
look at you, So that's great. Marz, what's the one moment that stands out for you the most? What was that amazing aha moment that you said, wow, I want to do this? Besides shotgun.
Well, there goes my answer. It was probably just how much shooting I did and how much we were actually being able to connect with everything around us, mostly.
I like that, connect. So
Learn
you were
and
connecting
understand.
with nature, you were connecting with the learning of everything about nature, and the importance of hunting and conservation and fishing. It was everything, kind of brought it all together for you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Another moment that stood out is, it was funny when campers went from one class to another. They had the music on the back, and all of a sudden, like, me and Tegan are sitting there going, oh, and they're country road, take me home, and I'm like, oh, come on, and so we got that on video, and it was just, these kids are singing country road. That's awesome. But it just, the connection of each group and everything they created in that 2 weeks was phenomenal.
It's funny watching, day number one, there's no interaction between campers unless they knew somebody from school or the club, and then by the time they get home, best friends, Instagram, Facebook buddies
Yeah.
for life. That's what camp's all about. That's
Yeah.
what camp's all about.
So, I know there's going to be a lot of people watching this that's never heard of the Junior Conservation Camp. So I want more people to know about what you guys do, what all of you do, the importance of it. What can someone do now if they're watching this like me? Like, I wish I went to the camp. So I know from this point on, I'm always going to be part of the camp. That's something that I want to do. But if somebody's watching this, how can they get involved if they miss that opportunity as a kid? Is there a way that they can jump in besides donating online? Is there a way they can jump in and help?
Well, they could sponsor a youth from the age of 13 to 17 to come to the camp. A nephew, a niece, a grandchild, cousin, something to get them experience to it. It is a huge culture shock when they come to camp. They sleep in tents, they're using latrines.
Showers.
The showers are unique.
Unique.
And the biggest thing is the electronic withdrawal,
Yes.
because they're thrown back 40 years, 50 years, when none of that stuff was
Was that
around.
like a shell shock for you?
Oh, no, I was fine.
Oh, all right.
It was just, like, the first day, the only problem was I had no idea what time it was, and it was always like, what time is it, what time is it? And then it was really funny, because at one point during one of the classes, no one was telling us the time, so one girl went like this up to the sun, and was like, oh, it's around 12, and they're like, yeah.
That's funny. So so they can get involved with that.
If they belong to a sportsman's organization that has never sponsored a kid, sponsor a kid or two, go to camp. We're always looking for, like, Amber just found 60 clubs who we've never been in contact with just by going to the state's website. So we're going to initiate with those 60 clubs also. We've had kids come in, myself a sponsor from the Mass Beach Buggy Association, Saltpro Rod and Gun has done it, the Worcester County, all the leagues have done it, Goal has done it, the division has done it. And we do have some prepays, self-pays. If a parent wants to send their kid or somebody they know to camp, we're more than glad to take that also.
That's awesome.
And we try to keep the fee as low as possible.
Yes.
Being a nonprofit, literally, right? We try to run that almost as a break even, but always from a board of directors point, right? We need to make sure that we have funds in the bank should we have another year with COVID. I think COVID was the only year where we didn't have a camp session in 76 years.
No, there was one in between camps in Plymouth and Chesterfield.
You're right.
So
Absolutely.
we've
We
had
didn't
two
have
that
a
I know
location.
of, we've never had.
Yeah, we didn't have.
So that's why it's important to get sponsors and get people that are willing to help out, because the more you can sponsor, the lower the prices for the kiddos and the parents.
Oh, sure.
because-
Like Cabela's and Bass Pro Shop, they donate bows and cameras and
awesome.
fishing equipment. Mass Firearms School has helped us out with firearms purchases. Gun Owners Action League has helped us out with firearms purchases. So everything we can do through the board of directors and our volunteers and people that admire what we do helps to keep that tuition rate as low as possible.
Yep, and just having a conversation. So, you know, I hope, Maze, I hope that you go out, Marz, I keep saying, I'm so sorry. Potato with potato. So I hope you go out and have that big, long conversation with as many people as you can, because it's kiddos like yourself and any other camper that went there. If you're listening to me, go out and talk about it, because if we can get more youth involved and maybe inspire someone else to start an organization as well, because like you said, it's only 2 weeks a year and we're not, there's got to be more we can do to really get that out there. And there's junior programs, junior shooting competitions and programs that you can get involved in too by contacting the local clubs. And if you're not part of the club and you don't have the money to join a club, sometimes those programs are available to the public. So reach out. Again, if you need some guidance, you can always reach out to Goal, reach out to myself. So it's John, Jon, at goal.org, Kerry, Kerrie, at goal.org. You can also reach me at sistersinarms2022@gmail.com. So definitely have that conversation. I think what we're doing, what you guys are doing is great. And before we end, any last words?
No, I just hope the camp goes for another 76 or 77 years.
Absolutely.
Go strong.
Yeah.
I mean, we are looking eventually, hopefully, to get our own place instead of renting.
Oh, right. Real quickly, let's talk about that, because in order for you guys to do this, you have to find a camp, and most of the time it's a Boy Scout camp that you're
Correct.
renting out of, right? And as many of you know, the Boy Scout camps are becoming less and less. It
Yes.
seems like they're, falling off for some reason, and that's a sad, sad fact. I could be wrong, but I feel as though that is.
We're seeing a lot of mergers of various councils.
Yeah. And so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I would like to, that's a lot of work. Try to find that.
It's
every
a
year.
full part-time job. I mean, I started the 26th season as I was getting into, just before I went to camp for 25.
Right.
And it starts setting people up, trying to organize maybe a camp within the camp so campers can return for a week and do some more things. We're trying to experiment with things all the time to get it going and keep the camp going.
Yeah. Well, please check out the juniorconservationcamp.org for more information. And please consider sponsoring. If you have any questions, please reach out. Until then, stay safe, stay tuned, and every day gets better and better. Thanks for watching.